sir. I got a blank wall behind me.
Nice. Just waiting for creativity.
Yeah, it's just asking to have something hung from it. There is something hanging from it, but you can't see it from this angle. There's stuff up there, but it's too high up. Welcome to On and Off the Field, the award-winning podcast. I'm going to build like a little mini shelf maybe, like right here.
Yeah.
That just holds that on its own. Because that's the only award we're going to get. So I don't need to build like an entire shelf.
I don't need a big shelf, just one for that little that's a trophy. Yep.
Just that. That's it right there. Just one little thing. It's going to be amazing. Isn't that debate tonight?
Yeah.
What's going to get more views, the presidential debate or Thursday Night Football, Eagles versus Giants? That should be our poll question.
That should be the poll question. That's a tough one.
I honestly didn't know. It just came to me. I forgot that was tonight. Can't even get through the intro before I get distracted myself. Welcome to the award-winning podcast On Off Field with Durf and Dylan. Just a couple of hairy Americans running a podcast. That's all we're doing.
Oh yeah,
and we're doing our best. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
What more can you ask for than just a couple of hairy Americans just hanging out in front of mics with their fans? Hopefully, I'm looking forward to one thing tonight, and that's Alan coming in at 8:05.
We're wrapping up
the show. My buddy Cameron from old Pulaski, he says he's not watching either one, and he's an Eagles fan.
Wow.
What are you doing tonight? Let me know what you're actually doing tonight then, because, that's, for me, it's one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Football's on, I'm going to watch football, but I would have to pick. There's no World Series tonight.
No.
Basketball's over.
Mm-hmm.
Hockey's over.
Mm-hmm.
There's no fights on a Thursday.
No.
This is it.
Yep.
Thursday Night Football's soloing it tonight. But you know who else is soloing it? Well, we're duoing it. The field is duoing it. Duoing it. That's not a thing. Durf and Dylan's doing it. And guess what? It's time to floss. Everyone's got to make sure you floss. 10 out of 10 recommended by every podcaster to floss. I just made that up on the spot, too.
Love
you know
it.
how they say 9 out of 10 dentists recommend this? 10 out of 10 podcasters recommend the floss. That's brilliant. I'm so good at this. God. But floss just means to follow, like, observe, subscribe, and share. And Durf can give you all the outstanding details on how to floss.
Absolutely. You can follow, like, observe, and share on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter by searching On and Off the Field or OOTF Podcast. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, which we are currently live on, and you can go back and find past episodes and extra content. Make sure to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts so that we know how we're doing and what you like or dislike about the show, because you, the listener, can help us make this show even more award-winning. And you can find all these links at onandoffthefield.com, along with our fundraising efforts, our sweet merchandise, and to learn more about Dylan, myself, and this award-winning show.
And speaking of merchandise, we do in fact have a promo code.
Yeah.
I think I talked about it on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. I think I made it on Tuesday. You can, at least till the end of the month, we'll make a new one for November. It's what brings you back. If you want 10% off that merch, and it might, vary. You never know. This month might be 15. This one might be 20. I don't know. It's crazy. I'm not sure what the fluctuation will be, because I almost made this one 15%, but it's like, well, then that kind of screws up the people who bought merch last month. So I left it at 10%.
All right.
Like, I'm trying to think of milestones, like if we hit 1,000 followers on Facebook.
Oh,
We'll
there
do
you go.
we'll bump up the thing and we'll do a giveaway. We'll do things. I'm trying to think of things that we're trying to do. I'm trying to get to 2,000 followers on Instagram before the end of the year because we're flying right now. We hit 1,000 and boy, we're already above 1,100.
Nice.
We're flying on Instagram.
Buddy.
So
how you do it?
I always told that. People always said the first 1,000 are the hardest. And man, I guess they weren't lying. Holy cow. We're flying right now.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, you can use the promo code SPOOKY until the end of the month for 10% off your on out the field merchandise. Yeah, make sure you floss. Yeah, see the comments here. Cam says he's getting a costume ready for a Halloween party tomorrow. That sounds like fun. I haven't been to a Halloween party in years. I think the last one I went to actually was I went with Caitlin to somebody's house, and it was like a bunch of her friends, and I got drunk and made a fool of myself. Like to this day, she says, yeah, the last board game we played that night was a board game. I don't remember which one it was, and I do not remember playing that board game. I'll tell you that right now. It was a fun night.
Yeah.
Nice. He says he hasn't gotten his ward yet. I know. I thought about that the other day.
Yep.
I was like, oh my God, I completely forgot. Because I've been thinking about doing like another random drawing kind of thing. And I was like, oh my God, we didn't even do the one from last time.
We'll get it figured out this weekend, Cameron. Don't worry.
Yeah. He wants an autographed Eagles football.
Oh, now we're getting specific. I don't know if I'll be able to figure out that out this weekend, but I'll try.
We're going to do it. We're going to get it. I promise you. Because I did, in fact, forget. And then I remembered the other day. And now you're here. So we'll get that to you. I promise. I think my mom snuck in here. She's watching. Because now I always have the stream up on my phone now so I can see people pop in and out.
There you go.
So if you pop in here, you better hit that like button because I can see you in here. If you don't like it, I'll know who you were. I'll DM you after the show and be like, bruh, you didn't floss. Maybe I should dress up as a dentist for Halloween.
There you go.
All right. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Because we don't have any fantasy football news.
Not really, no.
It's a Thursday. What are you going to talk about fantasy football on a Thursday?
No, just setting the lineups.
Setting them up. Couple people on bye weeks. It's going to be terrible.
Yep.
But what we can talk about is the other sport. Dodgers game was kind of fun. Dodgers Rays.
Yeah.
It was a good game. It was a good game of baseball. I was supposed to pop it up, but I was listening to it on the side. And it was back and not really back and forth, but it was good. Like the Dodgers started making a comeback. Like, oh boy, they got runners on the bases, in the 8th and the 9th inning. They made it close. They tried, but they couldn't close it. The Dodgers couldn't. The Rays won last night 6-4, and then the Dodgers won it the previous night 8-3. That was roughly a blowout. Let's see here. Yeah, 8-3. Kershaw got his win. We were wrong. Kershaw got the W.
We were surprised,
Yeah. So, and what you said was they lose tonight because Kershaw's pitching, but then they win 3 in a row with their next pitchers. But as a matter of fact, they got their win with Kershaw, and now they're on a losing streak. So it's completely backwards now.
It's not good.
But the Dodgers ran their bullpen last night,
right? Yeah.
They didn't really do the whole pitching thing.
Yeah, I mean, they get the day off tonight, so they get the rest, and they can kind of get back to normal starters for Game 3. So should be fun tomorrow night.
Trying to find that. Oh yeah. So the scoring for the Rays only came from Lowe and Wendell. Lowe hit 2 homers, and Wendell hit a sac fly, and he hit a double. Those 2 guys carried them in that game, so that's what did it for them. For the Dodgers, Seager homered in the 8th. That's what kind of pulled them within 2. They had some runners on the bases, but couldn't bring them in. Only 5 hits on the night for the Dodgers.
Wow.
But Game 3 tomorrow night?
Yep, tomorrow night.
Because they didn't want to compete with football, obviously. They had the lowest ratings in World Series history in Game 1.
Wow, it was only a Tuesday, though. That's interesting.
Lowest ratings ever for a World Series matchup. No one wants to watch baseball. Who wants to watch baseball? Like, you can't honestly sit there and tell me, you can't send me a DM, you can't comment on this and be like, boy, I just sit down and I'm just in on that baseball game for 4 hours.
Because you know it's 4 hours now. It's not faster, it's slower.
No. That's all they talked about before. They're like, let's add a pitch clock. Let's make it so, you can't do so many timeouts. You can't, have your manager out to the mound so much. You have to wait a certain amount of batters before you can switch to other guys in the bullpen. All these things to speed up the game. And honestly, it's slower than ever.
Yeah.
Fail.
Which is interesting that it had such bad review ratings also, is that we're literally still in what would be considered baseball season, though.
Right.
Like, they're on time. They're at normal schedule right now, and people are just like, nah.
I think a lot of people see this kind of how they saw the basketball, the NBA finals and the championship. They kind of just see it as a fraud. Like, whoever wins this season, it was a 60-game season, expanded playoffs. And
but we had
fake.
We had sports. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, if you're really sitting there complaining, that's the whole point. We have sports, and you're just not going to watch it because because it was a weird season. Who cares? I mean, I listen to it. I don't watch it, but I'm doing other things while I'm listening to it.
Right.
I only listen to it because of the podcast. I'm being completely honest. I would never watch or listen to baseball ever if I didn't have a podcast about sports. My dad and mother are getting ready for the Eagles. Trying to get that W. Boy, oh boy. I wrote a nice little blog there for LK Sports about the Eagles and Giants.
Nice.
It's always fun to write a blog article about two bad teams. Because you just get to sit there and you're like, this guy sucks and this guy sucks and the coaching staff sucks, and it's so much fun to write.
Oh.
When you're talking about good teams, you got to be a little more serious. Like, oh, yeah, you got to look at this matchup. It's like, yeah, think about it. When they suck, it's, well.
They're just terrible.
Instead of looking for matchups, you're like, well, hopefully this guy has a good game or else they're going to get demolished. So.
Hopefully they are active for the game.
Yeah, that too, especially for the Eagles and Giants. Oh, my gosh. How many people are hurt? I mean, the only receiving threat they really have these days is Slayton, and he's questionable with a foot injury. I don't think anyone for the Eagles is playing. I don't even know who they're putting out there. They're putting Travis Fulgham out there.
Yeah.
And Greg Ward Jr. That's all I got. Boston Scott.
Getting the start, probably.
If any of these people were on other teams, you would never hear of them in your entire life.
No.
If they, maybe except Jacksonville. Like, if they're on any team with a record above 500, you probably never hear their names. Oh, got off track again.
We're still in the other sports, Dylan. Sports.
Yeah, you got to bring me back. You got to bring me back on those. Wait, you're talking too much about the Eagles. Bring it back. We got to talk about how Stan Van Gundy is now the next coach for the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about Gundy? Because I don't.
I feel like I used to. He coached with the...
Yeah, the name does sound familiar.
He coached the Pistons. I think he coached the Magic. A couple other teams he's coached. But his kind of big thing is he brings the defense to a team. Like, their teams are definitely not super high scoring, but they are all about making you not score more than they are. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do with the Pelicans. I don't know how long the deal was. I didn't see it when I was pulling up this information. It's probably out there now, but
I think it was 4.
That sounds about right for a 4-year deal.
Yeah. Could be wrong, but that's what I remember seeing.
Yeah. I don't think he was coaching before this. 90% sure he was in TV and broadcasting, and came back to coaching to the Pelicans. So, yeah. So it's kind of like these like little cracks in the floorboards here, these coaching hires, because it's not like they're super huge news with everything else going on.
So the I-Team is reporting that from 2003 to 2005, he was the head coach of the Miami Heat, but resigned in 2005 midseason and gave the job to Pat Riley.
Okay.
And then he was with the Magic for 5 seasons from 2007 to 2012. And then they actually went to the finals in 2009. And then by the looks of it, that was most of his career. Oh, he's with the Pistons for a little while.
Yep.
Yeah. That's cool.
But,
good for him.
Yeah, it's a name out there that a lot of NBA knows, so it'll be a good name head coach for that team.
You see, his career record is 523 and 384, so he's above 500.
Nice. Yep.
His finishes, he's got a second place finish with Miami first, second, third, fifth, fourth. I mean, he's not.
No, he's decent.
Not bad.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing by the looks of it. So maybe this will get the Pelicans on the right track, because I know Zion needs help. He needs some coaching.
He definitely
He's going to need a lot of coaching. So,
oh yeah,
maybe he'll bring it. These guys got them to the playoffs last year. Yeah, but Nick Foles was the quarterback. That's probably your big difference right there. Speaking Eagles wise,
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Did they not make the playoffs last year at all?
No,
they did. The Seahawks beat them.
Yeah, wasn't it? Was it Josh McCown?
That was the game where Carson Wentz got murdered by Jadeveon Clowney.
Yep.
And McCown had to come in. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the I-Team is reporting. My mother on the I-Team is reporting that Dallas Goedert is playing tonight. So thank you for that information. I thought he was out. So nice. I picked up Richard Rodgers for my tight end because Mark Andrews is on a bye week.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of sucks that Goedert's back, because Richard Rodgers isn't going to get anything now.
Yeah. Oh, here's some fantasy league news. You beat me on the waiver wire this week.
Oh yeah. Who did I get?
Oh, Chargers defense.
Oh, I dropped the Chargers defense because
I was going in to scoop them up
because of the bye week. I had to drop them. Yeah.
Yep.
Do you want the Colts defense? I'll trade them to you.
No, I don't remember who I picked up. I dropped the Ravens defense though because they're on a bye.
Okay.
And
that's not too big of a loss.
I'm not super concerned. Who did I pick up? I went on a limb here and picked up Cleveland's defense.
Okay. Against the Bengals. They might give up some points, but I'm sure they're going to grab their fair share of turnovers.
Yeah.
A couple Joe Burrow INTs, maybe some fumbles.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. It's not a terrible pickup, but if you want the Colts defense or even the Chargers defense, either one, just hit me up. I think I need a running back. I'll let you know.
Okay. I might have a running back.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hit you up. Those are top defenses, Chargers and Colts.
Yeah.
That can draw a lot of attention there. I don't know why I have 2 defenses. I don't want to give either one up. They're both good.
Yeah.
Whenever you get your hands on 2 defenses like that. I read this one. You put this one in here, and I read through it, and I was like, what in the freaking, what does this even mean?
Yeah. So
why is this even said? So I need you to shed light on this, because this is weird.
It is weird, and I didn't know about it until I really started reading into it yesterday when the kind of surfaced that he resigned. But anyway, longtime Penn State men's basketball head coach Pat Chambers announced his resignation from the school on Wednesday after information from an internal investigation had surfaced. Chambers was... One of the things that surfaced was that he was being investigated about an incident between him and a former basketball player who transferred last year to Iowa State. Rasir Bolton. Chambers made a reference to a noose being around his neck, which is what Rasir Bolton reported to the Undefeated, who was the source for the information being surfaced. I guess it was a conversation between Chambers and Bolton, and Chambers said that he wanted to be a stress reliever for him and wanted to be there for him, and he wanted to loosen the noose around his neck. And Bolton was kind of like, what? But Chambers didn't apologize for his choice of words in that moment. So, yeah, that's how you get investigated internally, and they definitely must have put the pressure on him. The guilt must have kicked in because he resigned pretty quick yesterday.
I just don't know. It's
super weird, and it's like just the fact that was a possibility of someone still saying that.
Like, what is this? I'm assuming it didn't reference the entire conversation. Like, what were they talking about? Did it say anything about that?
From what I saw, it was just a conversation that the two of them had after like a practice. They sat down in his office and they were just talking, and maybe Rasir Bolton was kind of going through something. College can be tough sometimes, but Chambers was trying to be compassionate with him, and it didn't come out at all any kind of correctly being compassionate with. So
when you use the term noose around necks, that's probably the wrong direction.
Yeah, so I think this happened, I want to say 2018, 2019 season, because summer of 2019. No, it was, I think it had just surfaced as recent because of Rasir Bolton doing an article with the Undefeated, which helped surface it, and probably word got out that it was being investigated. But Rasir Bolton had transferred from Penn State to Iowa State last summer, July 2019, because of the incident.
Well, no more Pat Chambers. You know who's the next? That's your school. Who's next in line?
I really don't know who would be next in line. I don't know. I find it really unfortunate that those words came out of his mouth, but he said them and he's got to live with it, because he really did bring the basketball team there to pretty good records and, NIT champions years ago. They were on pace to make the NCAA tournament this year before the shutdown. So, I mean, hopefully they can. Hopefully they find the right head coach. But as of right now, there has not been word as to who will replace him.
They got time.
Yeah, they got a couple months.
Yeah, they don't think. But who knows how long? Honestly, I mean, with the whole COVID thing, could even be even longer. So who knows?
Yeah.
So we're gonna move into NFL news, and our first piece of NFL news comes from our I team, and there was a mistake made.
Oh no!
Dallas Goedert is not returning until after the Week 9 bye. So he's not going to be back for a while.
That's a while. Not till Week 10.
No Goddard or Goddard, whatever it is.
Goddard.
No Ertz. No Miles Sanders. No Alshon Jeffrey. No Deshaun Jackson. No Lane Johnson on the offensive line.
No. Listen, yeah. Did you say Miles Sanders?
Yeah, yep. Whew. Them Eagles. Yikes. There's your first piece of NFL news. For the second piece of NFL news, it's more Bills news. Well, it's more Durf news, I should say.
More Durf news.
It's Bills news because Quentin Spain was released. Mm-hmm. Now, I listen to a lot of local ESPN radio, and they do a lot of talking about Quentin Spain. Like, during the offseason, Quentin Spain's name came up a lot because they're trying to rework the offensive line. Mm-hmm. This seems like a surprising move to me, but give us the insider look on Quentin Spain.
So, I mean, he started 16 games last year, and, he got the contract extension. This probably basically 7 months ago, they extended his contract. So he started the 16 games last year. He started out in 2020 with the first 2 weeks starting, and then he kind of took a quick backseat during an O-line shuffle, trying to figure out what kind of O-line they're kind of going for in week 3 and 4. And then the last few weeks, he's had a foot injury, so he hasn't been on the field much at all. And from what I know, that was kind of the reason why they let him go. Probably because they're looking for bodies to get on the defense. They're probably trying to run the O-line a little thin. There was a couple tweets by Quentin Spain that surfaced right around the time he got released, and there was one that was actually got deleted, but it said they won't ever know the real reason why. So there could have been something going on there between Quentin Spain and management and the coaching staff for the Bills. Be interesting to see if any more of that surfaces, but that's about all I know. It's a little bit of a loss for the Bills, definitely for a guard to lose him. I know that I'm not sure if John Feliciano is back yet. I think he's getting close to being back from his surgery over the summer. But yeah, it's got some shoes to fill on the offensive line.
Well, I guess that kind of answers my question then, because my next question was going to be, this seems like a scenario where they release him, he has an injury, they need bodies for the defense. Mm-hmm. Just let him clear waivers and bring him back for the practice squad. But
they could, yeah.
By the sounds of the tweet and things being deleted, whenever things get deleted, that's obviously
not good.
That looks sketchy. So
yeah,
it doesn't look good for Spain.
No,
from my perspective.
He'll sign with another team, I think, no problem. Yeah. There's a lot of teams that need offensive linemen.
He was a starting guard for the whole season. Yeah, people the Eagles need offensive linemen.
I'm sure they're probably calling him or trying to pay him off waivers.
Yeah, and they're at the bottom of the list, or the top of the list, I should say. Bottom of the list or top of the list? Because you're the bottom of the league, but the top of the list. Highest
priority waiver.
Yeah, they're
so you're the bottom of the list of record,
but you're at the top of the list for waivers
because you're the first priority to get the waiver. Yes.
Yikes.
Good times.
He's got 12 horse.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Oh, the good stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, so delicious.
I didn't buy any for myself. I bought a pack for my father-in-law because he asked for it. So I sent him a case, but I didn't buy any myself. I'm still trying to finish this Saranac, and I still have some Yingling I need to go through. So I didn't want to put more beer in the fridge. I need to get through what I have.
Yep.
Yeah. The Raiders. This affected my pick later in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Raiders placed tackle Trent Brown. Big loss. Trent Brown is a top offensive lineman, usually. Right. But he was placed on the COVID-19 reserve list on Wednesday. And they also sent all 5 starting offensive linemen home early in the week as a precaution while contact tracing begins. And I saw things today about how they're starting to investigate the Raiders, about following procedures. They've started sending more people home. It's just a mess over there.
Boy.
And this is why they got kicked out of the primetime slot. They were supposed to play Sunday Night Football. Now the Seahawks and the Cardinals are playing Sunday Night Football. Let's go. Can't wait for that. I feel like the Seahawks have played like half their games in primetime. Has it felt like that to you, or is that just me? I feel like they've had at least 3 already now. Like they've already had 2 now. I don't know.
The Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings.
That was Sunday night. Patriots was Sunday afternoon. Dolphins was Sunday early afternoon. Falcons was Sunday early afternoon.
I'm going to get the I-team on this.
Yeah, I don't know the Seahawks schedule as well. They know the Bills schedule. So
I mean, give me your opinion on the Raiders, because that's pretty much all the news for the Raiders. They're getting investigated. Things are getting sketchy over there.
Yeah, I mean, this was something that was tempted to be surfaced before week 4 when the Bills played them, because they were at that charitable event without masks on.
Right.
And Derek Carr was like, "Oh, that wasn't good. We could be getting in trouble." And nothing surfaced, but now we got some a little bit of an outbreak going on over the Raiders. I'm a little surprised that because of the outbreak, they got bounced out of the primetime spot. But that's probably because they need to move the game around to like a different week. Well, a different week or to a different day. It's easier to move that on a 4:00 schedule than moving the Sunday night primetime game when everyone's been waiting for Sunday night. But
that's the that's funny. That's a good one. I didn't catch that right away because I was doing my I-team reporting there. They have played 2 primetime games already. They played the Patriots Sunday night as well.
Was that a Sunday night? I thought.
Yeah, that was a Sunday night game.
Oh, it was the Cowboys game. I was thinking it was Sunday afternoon, Sunday 4:00 start.
Yeah, yep. And then they played the Patriots week 2, and then the Vikings. So now this is their 3rd primetime game already.
Nice.
Let's go.
Well, yeah, but you know who that takes a primetime game away from, though? Tom Brady. Because the Buccaneers, I'm pretty sure the Buccaneers had 5 primetime games this year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, back in the offseason when we were discussing scheduling.
They can afford to lose one.
Yeah, they don't need 5.
No.
They're fine. Was this one supposed to be at the Raiders, too? I believe so, yes,
right? At Las Vegas, yep.
That would have been the 2nd primetime game in Vegas. That seems like baloney, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Like, normally if you have multiple primetime games, at least one's on the road. But I think both the Seahawks were in CenturyLink, though, so never mind. I'm contradicting because both Seahawks ones were already in CenturyLink.
Well, their 3rd one will be at Arizona, so that'll help straighten it out.
Yeah, we'll get it evened out. So Godspeed to the Raiders. We'll see what happens there. They might not have an offensive line. That's not good. The Vikings have made the Ravens were the ones that made headlines today, but in my mind, it's the Vikings that made headlines.
Yeah.
The Vikings traded Yannick Ngakoue. Ngakoue, is that it?
Yeah, Ngakoue.
Look at this guy. He's got it. They just got him. They traded a 2nd rounder and a 2022 5th round conditional pick to get Yannick. And then they go and trade him a couple weeks later to the Ravens for a 3rd round pick and the 2021 conditional 5th round pick. So they almost got everything back. So close. Mm-hmm. But along with that, they placed Danielle Hunter, who hasn't played all season anyways.
Right.
They placed him, he's done for the year. Didn't place him on anything. But he's getting neck surgery. He's done for the year. And then they placed safety George Iloka on IR. So that's at least 3 weeks. That's the new rule for this season. IR is 3 weeks.
The new COVID IR, yep. Because of COVID,
because of COVID, yeah. They're playing fantasy football now in real life, just putting people on IR and taking them off whenever they want. So everything is a disaster right now over in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. Sure, the Ravens got Yannick now. That's great. They already got Calais Campbell. They got Matthew Judon. Great. Just keep sacking the worst teams in the league because that's all you play.
Because they have the easiest schedule.
Yeah, easiest schedule. You get to sack all these rookie quarterbacks, all these terrible quarterbacks. Good job. You did it. But for the Vikings, boy, choo-choo, the tank train is coming through Minnesota. This just screams tanking.
Yeah.
They're 1-5. Kirk Cousins sucks. Mm-hmm. Their cap space is screwed because they paid Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook, who's not even playing because he's constantly injured.
Mm-hmm.
They're screwed. And I think they finally realized it. They lost 40-23 to the Falcons, and most of the Vikings' points came in garbage time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
They got destroyed by the 0-5 Falcons. I think they finally took a look at themselves. They're like, oh boy, yeah, that's bad. And I think the tank train just, they already picked up Jacksonville. They picked up they started, in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And then they went up the coast. They made a pit stop with the Jets, and then they just went west a little bit, and they're picking up the Vikings. The train just pulled into the station. It's a mess. And I think Kirk Cousins, I think he said it himself. Mm-hmm. If I keep throwing all these interceptions, I'm not going to finish the year. He probably won't. And now before I go to you, I want to present something that I saw and want to get your opinion on.
Okay.
It was just someone's opinion, and I thought, oh my God, that is – I love it. I love the idea. Fitzmagic turned into Fitztragic because he's come out and said he's like depressed that they benched him. He's been playing great. He really didn't see this coming, but he's happy for Tua, but he's like, wow, I just been doing great, got our team 3-3, and they benched me. Like, that kind of sucks. So he's sad.
Mm-hmm.
Send Fitzpatrick to the Vikings. Come on!
Yeah.
I know you're paying Kirk all that money, and you might as well just let him play it out, but he's already said it himself, so the rumor train's already starting. People hate him. His own teammates hate him. Adam Thielen's still yelling at him on the sideline. Well, why not bring in Fitzpatrick? He's the best bridge quarterback / journeyman quarterback that the NFL's ever seen. Why not? Let him. He's having a good year. He's riding high on momentum. Just bring him in. Why not?
I like it, but I'm not sure if the Dolphins would agree to it because
probably not.
There's got to be some
else, do they?
Right. There's got to be some kind of concern with the Dolphins that, like, oh man, if Tua gets any kind of hurt, like, we need Fitzpatrick there to come in. Now, I would kind of throw a different trade scenario to the Vikings.
They don't have a third string quarterback, just so you know. I just looked at their depth chart. So, yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Just trade Kirk, quarterback for quarterback. Send Kirk to Miami.
No, I'm saying, like, different team.
Okay.
We're
moving on from Fitzpatrick. All right, what do you got?
So, not Fitzpatrick. But if we go to where the train just came from, MetLife Stadium, and the Jets, because the Jets are just garbage, and they're getting rid of their decent players, Sam Darnold, send him to Minnesota. Because the Jets are probably going to try and get Trevor Lawrence or the top quarterback in the draft next year. Sam Darnold's days for the Jets are probably done. You got Joe Flacco there. Let him be the bridge quarterback the rest of the year.
I've seen a billion trade scenarios for Sam Darnold. I've seen Steelers. I've seen Colts. I've seen Vikings. Okay. I've seen them all. Like, Sam Darnold is probably not going to be there before the trade deadline is only 2 weeks away.
Yeah, it's getting close.
I mean, I didn't even realize it was that close, and then I looked it up because everyone's talking about these trades. It's like, oh my God, it's week 7 already, isn't it? The trade? Yeah, it's only about 2 weeks away. It's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy Sturm, what's going on? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Can we talk something other than politics? I love my trash team is a Detroiter and a Lions fan. Yeah, we don't talk politics here. You'll never hear politics on this show, unless we're making fun of it. Then maybe. But the Detroiter Lions.
Oh boy,
I feel for you.
That's a lot of pain and suffering.
We talked about it on Tuesday a little bit. Mm-hmm. We didn't stick on the Lions for too long because they only played the Jags.
Right.
But it's one of those teams where you look at and you're like, talent, bad coach. With the exception of the defense is terrible this year. You can't get around that. No, the defense has a lot of holes, a lot of issues. But, Matthew Stafford is a great quarterback. They finally have a running game. DeAndre Swift is finally coming alive. Yeah. Kerryon Johnson and Adrian Peterson is great. Obviously, you have Kenny Galladay, Marvin Jones Jr., which are not using Marvin Jones Jr. this year. It's very weird. And you got TJ Hawkinson, great young tight end. They're great. They're a good team on, here we go again. Great team on paper. But when they get up against competition, it just doesn't. They took they almost beat the Packers twice last year. They lost on last-second field goals. They're a good team, but I think it's time for Matt Patricia to go. But I just don't know how much longer Matthew Stafford's going to last either. They brought in all these running backs so they can take the weight off of Matthew Stafford, but it still feels like he's still throwing the ball like 30 to 40 times a game. Like you have this running game. You have three capable running backs, but you're still asking Matthew Stafford to throw the ball. Like, change your offense.
That offense should be ground and pound.
Yeah, absolutely.
Till they don't ground and pound no more.
Like Matthew Stafford should be somewhere from like 15 to 20 passes a game, and they're all play action. That's what they should be doing. Boy, we got a bunch of comments in here. Oh, yeah, I'll get to Mike Fink in a second because that's a segment in itself. It's difficult to even trash. At least I'm not a Browns fan. More like a bad ownership. Sorry, excuse me. Trying to say trash the Browns.
No, he's saying go to the next comment.
Oh, at least I'm not a Browns fan. Oh, I got confused. Oh, the Browns. The Browns are, that's just a systemic thing. That starts at the top, and that'll never change. I heard the perfect analogy, but everyone always likes to say, well, the Browns, they've had a bunch of top 10 picks. They've had like 9 draft picks every year, 10 draft picks every year. It doesn't matter how many draft picks you have. It doesn't matter how high your draft pick is. If you suck at picking draft picks,
it
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You've gone through Brandon Weeden, Johnny Manziel,
Colt
Baker
McCoy.
Mayfield. Like,
it
doesn't matter if you have terrible ownership that's can't pick anything. And they are picking. It's not it's the GM and ownership of that team. It's just, oh my Lord. That team will never be good until they make a change at the top. You got any? I've been talking a lot. You got an opinion on that before we go to Michael Fink? But David does say Detroit needs a rebuild. I would agree with that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Detroit looks good on paper, and they just, like you said, they have bad coaching staff, and it was something that we hinted at in the offseason with the change in ownership to the daughter, I believe, who's name's not ringing a bell right now. And usually when a change in ownership happens, usually they want to clean house, and they didn't do it before the season because off season was being really uncertain, and you didn't know if you were going to start the season on time. So I definitely am looking towards January when the Lions clean house on probably on Black Monday, which is usually when all the head coaches and GMs get fired in the NFL. So, I was also thinking, you said about Stafford being up there in age. I can't remember when he was drafted. I want to say he was drafted with Matt Ryan, but I'm not sure if that's
2009, first overall.
Oh, year after Matt Ryan then. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I knew it was somewhere around there. I couldn't remember if it was older or newer. But, 11 years. It's surprising it's only been 11 years.
Trying to look up a couple of the quarterbacks. Mark Sanchez went in that draft. Josh Freeman to the Bucks.
A couple. Yeah.
Pat White. Yeah, a couple of great names that you've never heard of or will never hear of from again.
Right.
Both organizations are just a mess. Browns are the only thing we as Detroit fans can ever look down on. At least you got that.
Oh.
Let's jump back up here. Mike Fink, he's got his matchup. He's a little late. That's fine. We'll blast through this and then get these picks going because we're reaching the end.
We got football to watch, people.
It's Thursday. We can't just do this show for an hour and a half like we do on Tuesdays.
We gotta get these picks done in 13 minutes before Alan gets here.
we got NFC least to watch. Yeah. Derrick Henry and the Titans O-line versus the Steelers front seven without Devin Bush. Henry's a sleeper for MVP, and the Steelers must eliminate him to win. Yeah, that's all you can think about this week. That's your matchup of this weekend. It really undefeated teams, and an unstoppable force meets an unmovable object. Yeah, that's how I look at it.
Yeah,
but the thing is, Ryan Tannehill's not a bad quarterback either. He's like he's in his own version of sleeper MVP as well. If Henry's not going, it's not like Ryan Tannehill can't sling it either. And as soon as they get the passing game going, they open things back up. Then they hand the ball off to Derrick Henry. And they can play that defense well if they have a good offensive game plan heading into this. That's how I see it.
Right.
I think the Steelers defense can still get it done. We'll see how big of a loss Devin Bush is this game.
Right. Definitely.
That's a big question mark.
I mean, it's a good matchup to look at. I just think Steelers front seven, even without Devin Bush, I think the Steelers defense makes Derrick Henry look slightly below average on Sunday.
Man, my hot take of Derrick Henry having a down year is just not panning out at all. Not panning out at all. Yeah, these guys are in the house. Strikeout Beer, Rapid Dave, and Alan. What's going on, boys? I hung out with them a lot last night.
Nice.
They do their 2 shows on Wednesday. And I was listening to some baseball, listening to Strikeout Beer. Yeah, I watched a little bit of Rapid Dave streaming on Fortnite this afternoon.
Nice.
Love these guys. Love them all. Love everyone over there. Oh, I got so many comments. The other matchup is George Kittle and the Patriots linebackers.
Yeah.
That's your matchup? Come on, Mike. George Kittle will destroy them. I'm confused. Let me know. You need to clarify on this matchup because I don't think that's much of a matchup in my opinion. All the Patriots linebackers left in free agency. Who do they have? How do you know who their current linebackers are?
I mean,
am I missing something?
Yeah, there's not really a matchup there. You're just saying it's like if George Kittle gets going with the 49ers offense, he's going to destroy the Patriots defense. He's going to pick them apart, and then you're going to look at the Patriots being 2-4. But that's not like a matchup necessarily. It's more like you're talking about just the game in general. George Kittle needs to have a good day in order for the 49ers to do anything.
Yeah, I see what he's saying now.
Yeah.
I think that's that's a safety issue too. Because your linebackers aren't going to cover George Kittle. Yep. You're going to need a linebacker to bump him at the line and use one of your big safeties, maybe even a corner if you had double team him constantly. That's the only way they're winning that game. I don't see after watching that Bengals performance, this Patriots team does not look good. We're going to do a rapid fire here. Is Stafford the QB for the Lions next year? Whew. It's not even his fault if he's not. Jeremy says hope he isn't. Hope he's not the QB of the future. Big. It's an interesting moving piece. I don't know what his contract's at. He's got injury problems. Yeah. Beer's in the chat from Strikeout Beer. And fire in the chat. All right.
Alrighty.
The Ravens also want to sign Des Bryant. That's fun. And the Seahawks want to sign Antonio Brown. Kill me, please. Oh God, if that ever happens. I swear to God, Seahawks, you're 5-0 and you're going to jack it up by bringing Antonio Brown into your locker room. No thanks. I'm good. All right, week 7.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Didn't make a banner, did you?
Oh my gosh, it's lagging. I'm trying to print. Oh no.
Oh no.
I hit a button. I don't know what's happening.
Why Control P?
If you could see my screen right now, you'd be freaking out because I'm freaking out.
Oh man.
Oh my god. I don't know what just happened.
What'd you do?
As long as everything still looks normal to you, we're gonna carry
Everything's still looking okay.
Okay. Oh, I don't know what's happening. Oh god. All right. So we got
week
7. I'm freaking out right now. Freaking out.
Oh.
All right.
Tonight's game.
We got the Colts, Dolphins, Vikings, and Ravens on a bye week. Tonight's game, Giants at the Eagles, Thursday Night Football. No matter the amount of injuries, I'm still taking the Eagles because I just don't. I wrote it in my blog, so I did a lot of research for this.
Yep.
The Eagles are under Doug Peterson are 5-0 in Thursday Night Football games, and 2 of them are already against the Giants. It's just magic. If you're 5-0 on Thursday Night Football and you're 2-0 on Thursday Night Football against the Giants, you just take that team. It's stats, it's statistics, it's analytics.
Yeah, and I feel like the fact that the Eagles were able to come back against the Ravens last week and the Giants barely beat the Washington football team 20-19, that's probably not a good sign for the Giants, even though they were looking a lot better against the Cowboys 2 weeks ago. I think the Giants make a close game because this is the NFC least division, but I'm still going to go with the Eagles.
Yeah, I saw one score prediction of literally 24-23. That's about as close as you can get. Well, the Giants barely beat the Washington football team, but the Eagles lost to the Washington football team. Just so you know.
That was week 1, though.
That was week 1. All right, the Bills at the Jets. I'm going to take the Bills.
Yeah, that's a good lock right there. I'm taking the Bills too. Like if the Bills lose, I don't even want to say it. Don't even want to say it. Don't want to say it because the Jets are that bad.
Imagine that world, Lordy. Well, the last time we said imagine that world, it was the Cowboys versus the Giants, and the Giants almost won that game. Whew! Don't even want to think about that. The Lions at the Falcons. I did bounce back and forth on this. I'm going with the home team. The Falcons showed up against the Vikings. I'm taking the Falcons.
Yeah, I think with them being the home team, not like there's any fans there or anything, but I think Raheem Morris has a little bit of a spark in this team right now. And Arthur Blank kind of said after the game last week, will Raheem Morris, he was asked it with Raheem Morris will be considered for the head coaching job at the end of the season, and Arthur Blank said, if he wins 11 more games, then yes, he'll be considered.
I did not see that quote, but that's a bold prediction, Arthur. I don't.
So it's win them all or bust for Raheem Morris for the Falcons head coach job, but I think the Falcons got a spark going on the way they manhandled the Vikings, and I think the Lions are going to have trouble against them.
Yeah. I mean, if the Lions offense can do something against that lackluster defense, but if the Vikings struggled, I would imagine the Lions will as well. Browns at the Bengals, our first split. I got the Browns bouncing back. They're mad. Oh. They lost to the Steelers by a lot. It's a division matchup. I think they want to get back on track. All right,
I see your point. I did bounce back a little bit between the Browns and the Bengals, but I'm going to go with the Bengals. I think the Browns could be heading down a very slippery slope, and depending on how the first quarter plays, I think for this game is really how it determines the end of the game, whether the Browns are going to get back on track or not. But I really think that the fact that the Bengals got ahead on the Colts so much on Sunday that the Bengals are getting into a rhythm, and that Joe Burrow T. Higgins connection is working, and they get hopefully they might get the run game going, and with Joe Mixon. So I'm looking for kind of the team that's going in the right direction for the future. I'm going with the Bengals.
All right. I don't hate the argument.
Yeah.
I like it. Because I feel like the Colts are a team. If they go down 21-0, they have the ability and leadership to get to close that gap.
Right.
I'm not sure if the Browns go down 21-0, they have the leadership and ability to come back.
I mean,
big question mark. Case
Keenum came and finished the game for the Browns last week, so
yeah,
there's some skepticism there.
Yeah, I see your argument. I'm sticking with the Browns still for now.
All right.
Strikeout beer, Cincinnati Bengals. They're on your side.
All right.
Looking for that upset. What do we got? Steelers at the Titans. Yeah, we talked about this with the matchup from Michael Fink, or just Mike Fink. I don't know which one he prefers. Probably just Mike Fink. I like saying Michael. Fink. Mike Fink. Steelers at Titans. Yeah, we're taking the Steelers, right? That front seven. It's gonna be Derek. It's gonna be a long day for Derek.
I think Steelers have the better defense, and then I think looking at offenses, you almost trust the firepower from Ben Roethlisberger and those receivers, especially with Chase Claypool there, as compared to Tennessee's offense. I think the Pittsburgh's offense is going to be able to pick apart the Tennessee's defense a little bit better than Tannehill will be able to against the Steelers. It's really that defense, that Steelers defense versus that Titans offense is why I'm taking the Steelers.
Yeah, it's definitely the matchup of the week. I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Another split with the Panthers at the Saints. I have just hated what I've seen from the Saints.
Yeah.
I have hated every second of what I've seen the Saints produce on the field. So, and I haven't hated what I've seen from the Panthers with the exception of last week. I'm taking the Panthers.
All right. I almost took the Panthers here, but I feel like the Saints are just the better, or the on paper put together team.
I feel like they're distracted right now too. Like, what's going on with Michael Thomas? I feel like this is like the next Antonio Brown. But like, he might be healthy, but he's a distraction. He's just in the news. He's punching teammates. Even if he does come back, the team that he plays for just got done fining him for personal misconduct. I mean, is he going to be fully motivated, or is he going to be on the same page? Is his head going to be in the game? I'm just worried. Everything about this Saints team is a red flag right now.
I think with Sean Payton saying there's no more discipline for Thomas, that maybe he's in the right mindset to come back. Sean Payton kind of basically put his foot down and said, "No, you're not playing this game. Like, if you can't act appropriately in practice, then you're not going to play the game." So I don't know.
If you can't restrain yourself from punching teammates, you're not going to play the game.
Well, yeah. But I think the Saints offense might get clicking again. I think Alvin Kamara will have a good day against the Carolina's defense. That's true. I know the Panthers team in whole is like really improved since they played the Raiders when Josh Jacobs had himself a day. But I still think Kamara's probably better than Jacobs. So I think Kamara's still going to have a good day. And I believe Jared Cook is back healthy again. So the Saints offense has some power now.
We'll see. We'll see if they can get that offense on the right track finally. Cowboys at Washington is the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, oh boy, did I want to take Washington. I was 2 seconds away. I am like 51% picking the Cowboys right now. It is maybe even 50.5%. The offensive line is horrible, going against the unrelenting pass rush of the Washington football team. The Cardinals, without Chandler Jones, destroyed Andy Dalton and got 2 fumbles off of Zeke Elliott. I mean, from what we saw last week, I feel like I should be picking Washington.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm super concerned about the offense, as per usual with this Washington team.
Right.
But I'm going to take the Cowboys, but I don't love it.
And I'm right there with you. If you're at 50.5%, I'm at 50.0000001%.
Could easily pick the other way and be fine with it.
Right, because just the fact that Arizona had a field day against the Cowboys team is concerned. But I don't think Ezekiel Elliott's going to have a 2-fumble game again this weekend, or even a 1-fumble game. I think he's going to get back on track, fingers crossed. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is always it's just a division. It's really a toss-up half the time. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
Time to get this party started. The show just began, folks. Here we go, round 2. Alan is in the house from Strikeout Beer, part-time nerd. He's ready to roll. It's everything you heard before this point does not matter anymore. Let's get this party started. Let's go. We just got done picking the Cowboys over Washington, Tony. Packers at Texans. This is another one.
Yeah.
The Texans played the Titans. The Titans, obviously a very good team, AFC contenders for the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And they took them to OT. The Packers got rolled by the Bucks. I'm taking the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
But this is, there's always that one pick where come Sunday, I might change it. So keep an eye on social media.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one that I'm going to have to think about through the weekend because I might change this to the Texans come Sunday.
All right. Yeah.
But I'm taking the Packers right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a toss-up there. I mean, just the fact that Texans played Titans so well. I would think the Packers have a little. They're gonna bounce back. I think. Well, assuming's a dangerous word to say.
It makes a beep out of you and me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Packers just have they have the better team.
So you're pretty confident in this. You're pretty confident.
I'm decently confident. I'm not saying I'm extremely confident. If Cowboys was 50.00001, I'm gonna say the Packers are like 79% confident.
That's a pretty specific number, but okay. 79%. All right. Just spitballing. 79%. Alan in the house. Yeah, we started already. Sorry. We had to start the show without you. We've only been doing it for an hour and 2 minutes before you got on, but that's fine. We're glad you're here.
Yeah.
Packers for the bounce back game, and the Texans are meh, says Alan. All right, so we both got the Packers going there. We got the Bucks at the Raiders, the one that was moved out of Primetime.
Mm-hmm.
I put the wrong thing down, but you understand. You understand what I was trying to say.
That's the old team he was on.
Yeah, I feel like I did that because of Tom Brady. I put Pats down as the winner of this game. Oops.
The Patriots are going to win the Buccaneers and Raiders game. Yep, that makes sense.
They need it. Yeah, they need it. Bill Belichick pulling that off. Cheater. Oh. Yeah, I'm taking the Bucks after all this COVID news. Mm-hmm. I don't know what shape the Raiders are going to be in. I'm going to take the the Bucks to keep the train rolling. I got to get this out of my face. I'm just getting it out of there. I'm taking the Bucks to keep the train rolling against the Raiders, who are having some COVID related issues.
See, I don't even see it's COVID-related issues. That's why I'm picking the Bucks.
You're just saying the Bucks are going to keep rolling.
The Bucks are going to keep rolling because they played the Packers extremely well, and they're not going to slip. I don't think they're going to slip up. I think Brady...
The gears are clicked, and they're just ready to go.
Yep. That's what Brady does. That's a Brady thing right there. Come out strong, and then they keep grinding.
He keeps his teammates focused, and hey, eyes on the prize. We figured it out. As long as that's what I said on Tuesday. As long as this team stays healthy, this is the product that we should get every week.
Right.
And I think everyone's finally healthy, and yeah, time to roll. Allen's got the Bucks. Raiders whole line sent home. Yeah, it's not good. Not good. Yeah, it's hard for Josh Jacobs to go without an offensive line too. So it's not even just Derek Carr.
Yeah.
The Chiefs at the Broncos. Taking the Chiefs.
Yep. No
Okey
differ
doke.
here.
Okie dokie. I think the Broncos can't kick 6 field goals and win this game. That's not going to happen. So.
No. If the Chiefs have if they do anything like they did against the Bills with that run game, especially with Le'Veon Bell coming into play now,
yeah,
that's not good for the Broncos.
No, I imagine this is the Chiefs' game to be able to keep it rolling. The Chefs, says Alan. The Chefs. Ha! Got you on the mistype. The Chefs. He's picking Chiefs. He says Gronk's heating up. Yeah, he had his first touchdown of the season. He also led the team in receiving, so yeah, it's good to see from him. The 49ers at the Patriots. We differ here. I'm taking the 49ers. They had a good day. Jimmy G had a decent day. I'm concerned because Mostert is out. That's my one concern, but I still this goes back to what we said earlier in the show. The Patriots, that was a concerning performance against the Broncos.
Right. Yeah.
And I feel like that kind of drag can carry over with Cam Newton. I feel like it's the kind of quarterback he is. That's his personality. I know he wants to bounce back.
Right.
But I don't know if he's going to get his head right. It's going to be tough, but I'm taking the Niners here.
Yeah. I mean, my concern is the 49ers offense. Like you said, with Mostert going out. I mean, that could have... My pick really could have just been a knee-jerk reaction from all those years of Tom Brady being there.
Yeah, okay.
Patriots, done. But I think I'm still going to pick him. I think Bill Belichick is going to come up. He's going to come up with a game plan. He's going to get this team kind of back in the right direction. Granted, I hope it's not in the super right direction. We're just gonna coast by and keep moving. But yeah, I think the Patriots they just know how to get it done. And I think the 49ers team is just a little rough still right now. I think that the amount of injuries they've had, and granted Jimmy G's been coming back and getting things rolling again. There's just concern with that offense. Like, are we going to have another issue where Jimmy G throws the ball too high and Kittle goes for it and Kittle gets hurt again? Like, I don't know. Is Jimmy G I don't see him being consistent enough in the game to give the 49ers a win.
That's fair. I mean, that was, this was a tough game to pick.
Yeah.
Cam was coming back from COVID, says Allen, didn't practice for 2 weeks, and by default, Jimmy G sucks. So he says the Pats win.
Right.
I get it. I'm going to stick to my guns on this one and just say the Niners are able to power ahead. George Kittle has a big day. Jimmy G and Kittle just find their connection again.
Yeah.
And Kittle has 150 yards receiving and just runs all over the Patriots defense.
Yeah.
The Jags at the Chargers. The Chargers. I'm gonna take the Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No question there.
All right. Good. All right. Let's see here. Sunday Night Football. Seahawks at the Cardinals. Very simple. This is super simple. You're wrong. Just so you know. This is very simple. Seahawks versus Cardinals. This is how it goes.
Yeah.
The Seahawks are going to Arizona.
Okay.
They win this game. Now, wait for the Cardinals to come to Seattle. The Seahawks will lose by at least 20 points. So it's very simple. Seattle economics, or it's just how this goes. So Seahawks win, lock of the week. Put it in, put your bets on Seahawks all day. I'm not even going to talk about players. I'm not even going to talk about players, defense. Yeah. That's just simple. That's how it is. Like, Why are you picking the Cardinals, though? Since you weren't aware of, how this works.
I wasn't aware of the NFC West trend that happens between those two teams.
Yeah. So since you picked the Cardinals, I'll listen to your argument.
I'm picking the Cardinals. I think they have the defense that could give Russ a little issues. I mean, granted, they were playing against Andy Dalton last week, and the falling apart at the seams Cowboys offense, they looked pretty good on Monday Night Football. And they're going to be back in the spotlight, and they're going to be in Arizona. Little concern. Now, I don't think they have the home field advantage there. Granted, with what happened with the Lions. But I still think that offense is rolling, and I think as long as they can get a better game plan, I think with DeAndre Hopkins, that he's not running around scrambling for 300 yards receiving, then I think they're good. I mean, you've said it multiple times this year that the Seattle defense is soft.
It's horrible.
And I think Kyler's going to have a good day. And I think that Cardinals defense is going to get – I'm not saying it's going to shut down Russ. I think it's going to be a close game. But I think the Cardinals are going to get the edge here, and I think we're going to end up with one undefeated team at the end of the week.
Ooh. Hot takes. Love it. Yeah, there will at least be one because two of them are playing each other.
Yes.
So. That Minshew guy has something. Going back to the Chargers game, he doesn't have enough. I'll tell you that. I love him to death, but not against the Chargers. And then the Seahawks D sucks. Straight facts, but the Cowboys is worse. It will be a high-scoring game. Whoever has the ball last wins. That's how Seahawks games have been going this season. So I'll listen to that argument all day.
Yeah.
Last second game against the Falcons. Last second game against the Cowboys. Last second game against the Patriots. Last second game against the Vikings. That's all we do. That's what the Seahawks do. The cardiac arrest Seahawks. They love killing their fans. That's why they need AB. No.
They can put him on defense?
Defense sucks. Go sign the nutcase. Why would they want – No. Everything about that is wrong. No. Keep AB as far away from my organization as you do your body. You get a restraining order signed. Good Lord. Rams, the Bears at the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Foles and the Bears are going to make me look like idiots again. But I'm taking the Rams, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
I got a strong feeling I'm going to be eating these words come Tuesday, because the Bears defense. If there's one thing that beats Jared Goff, one thing, it's pressure. As soon as you have pressure on Jared Goff, everything falls apart. He becomes inaccurate. He can't get the run game going. Play action dies.
Yeah.
And if the Bears can do one thing, oh boy, you better believe it's pressure.
Yeah, that Bears defense is pretty nasty sometimes.
Shout out to Clark in the house from the Rod Peterson show. I think
going on, Clark.
And he's got the Squadcast podcast now. Squadcast. He's doing like a spinoff now. He's got his own he's got his own podcast going. So
nice.
Go support the Rod Peterson show. We had him on. It was a great time. Now he's got the Squadcast podcast.
Very nice.
Squadcast podcast. It's funny. I think that's the name of it. They have a mascot. Like, it's a real mascot, like a lizard. They bought a mascot outfit. Yep. It's dope. They got good stuff over there.
I've seen that on Instagram, so yeah.
Yeah, the Squadcast. Yeet.
Yeah, I don't know why I just have a gut feeling to pick the Rams, but I feel like I'm going to be wrong, like you said. But I'm okay with that.
I mean, let's see here. You're 59-31-1 on the season.
Yep.
And then I'm 60-30-1. We're both at just about 500. So that's pretty good.
Well, we're even
for picking every game.
Well, we're even, or just about even with each other,
right. And then we're picking 500 on the games. 60. I'm 60-30, 59-31 for you. That's pretty good.
We're over 500, but yeah.
That's what I meant. No.
Yeah, our records are close.
I'm stupid. 500 would be even. God, I'm an idiot. See, this is why Durf's on the show, everyone, in case you don't know. This is why Durf's here. He's here to correct me when I say things that are stupid. That's why he was brought on. This is where we're at. Yeah. No, we're well above 500.
Yes.
Very well above 500.
We're actually doing pretty well for picking games this year.
Yeah, we're sitting at about what? We'd be at 0.75.
About there, yeah.
Yeah, that's more correct to say.
Yeah.
Tony said, or Alan, I always see Tony. You can't wait to have Gordon and Brown on the same team. I want Gordon. Don't be Josh Gordon on the Seahawks. I'll take that. I've been waiting for his reinstatement since week 1. I hope that happens someday. But the Rams suck. Bears defense wins the game and outscores the offense. I might change this one. I don't know. Because I'm talking about it out loud now, and it's like...
Yeah. Why am I blanking on who the Bears played last week?
They beat the Panthers. I talked myself into it. I just changed it.
All right.
It's official. I have officially picked the Bears. Do you want to change it, or are you good?
No, I'm going to leave with the Rams.
Okay. Yay, math, says Alan. Yeah, math is hard. Russell Wilson says nobody's perfect while speaking about Antonio Brown, and he says AB deserves another chance. Russell Wilson, everybody. I love my quarterback, but...
Mr. Unlimited.
And with that... There we go. He changed to the Bears, yeah. Mr. Unlimited. And the Milkman, DK Metcalf. He's sponsored by Yahoo Milk, I think. It's the Milkman.
Oh, man.
Yeah. We got all kinds of fun stuff going over. And now we're going to have a mental patient. I can't wait. This team is just full of surprises. All right. Well, I think that's our show.
Yeah.
Make sure you rate and review. You can leave reviews on Facebook and Apple Podcasts. Follow everything. Subscribe to everything. I want to work on, maybe for November, we can work on something, a goal to hit by the end of the year, and then we'll do a giveaway. I'd like to do some kind of giveaway soon. Mm-hmm. We haven't done one in a while, so I'd like to do that. Just have to figure it out. So stay tuned. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Alan, once again, for showing up. Thanks, Clark, for showing up. I always love it when Clark's in here.
Yeah.
I love the Rod Peterson show. I've tuned into the Squadcast a few times. It's a good show. Strikeout Beer Boys, always a good time. Thank you, David, for coming in. Jeremy, Mike, my mother, father, Cam at the beginning of the show. He's probably in the middle of making his Halloween costume right now. Yeah. I need a Hard Knocks on that team. All those nut jobs in there. Hard Knocks on the Seahawks. It's all going to come crashing down. I can't wait. But thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back next Tuesday because
Mama didn't raise no wussies.